Hello, everyone. All right, I'm about to get started in a second. I just want to make sure that Facebook is doing what it's supposed to do, because you know it always does something weird. All right, I hope you guys are having a fabulous day so far. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, I'm on Instagram too. Awesome. Hey, hey, what's up, Instagram? What's up, Facebook? I am Shara Prophet, the founder and creator of Open Door Hypnosis and the Be Magic School. And today I want to talk about how oppression made us hate and despise entitlement. Okay. So I did write about this a while ago in on like one of my posts or something, but I kind of wanted to go into more detail about it. Um, I haven't really been able to go live a whole lot like that because I was dealing with some sinus issues and I am at about 90% back to normal. So I'm grateful for that. So you guys will probably be seeing a lot more of me because I don't feel like I'm talking in my head. Hey, what's up, everybody? If you, as you come in, feel free to share this video, tag your friends, all that good stuff. All right. And for YouTube, hello, this will be uploaded on YouTube after I am done recording here. So I hope you all are having a fabulous Wednesday. So before I get into the whole entitlement thing, let's talk about the oppressive energy or that energy of oppression. All right. Now, I'm not going to use the term, white people, Caucasian, colonizers, and things like that, because to be honest with you, this oppressive energy can utilize any vessel to do its work. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about it from an energetic perspective. All right, so I'm going to be referring to it as oppressive energy. All right. Now we understand that the vessel that this oppressive energy has taken up usually takes the form of a Caucasian person when we're talking about, land and colonization and slavery and things like that. Okay. So, um, this energy works very in your face and also very subtly. Okay. Hey, what's up, everybody? So, when we start hating things like entitlement, right? Privilege, when wealth and richness and things like that, and being rich, and we start looking at these things as something that is evil, it is because it is usually attached to some sort of oppressive energy. Okay. So what I want like for us to focus on right now is just the word itself, entitlement, privilege, wealth, rich, okay, having a lot of money. I would like for us to learn how to take these words and shift the energy of those words so that it feels better when we talk about it and it feels better when we refer to it for ourselves, because a lot of people are walking around broke. A lot of people are walking around not living the life that they want to live. And it doesn't mean that you have to be a multimillionaire to live a good, easy, happy, free life. You don't, right? But there are a lot of people out here that are really, really suffering. And they're suffering because not because of some external source or external force out here that's keeping you from getting what you want, right? Or keeping you from living the life that you want to live. It is our own belief systems around how we feel about people who have money and money in general. All right. And living a certain lifestyle. So if you are a person of color, if you're a Black person, right, and you like to do things that they tell us Black people don't usually do because that ain't Black, right? That's what privileged people do. That's what rich people do. Then you're looked at as if you're not Black enough. You're looked at as if you're bougie, or you're different, or something different about you. Okay. But see, luxury doesn't care about what you look like. It doesn't care about your skin color. It doesn't care about your background. It doesn't care about your status or anything. You can live a luxurious lifestyle, making $50,000 a year if you know how to work the energy. If you take yourself out of the poverty mindset, that vagabond mindset, that bum spirit, and those words that you use, if you learn how to shift your energy around how you feel about those words, then you can shift those words to work for you. Okay. So you have to understand that because this oppressive energy utilized vessels that represented things that like entitlement and wealth, okay, and richness and abundance and living an easy life, living a charmed life. Now all of a sudden we hate those words or we turn away from those words, but that in itself was a spell to get you to turn your back on something that can actually help you elevate yourself, your bloodline, and the bloodline that's, in the future and now. Okay. So we have to learn how to start utilizing these words to work for us on our behalf without there being something playing in the background telling us that we don't deserve it or that ain't for me. We have to shift this energy. We have to shift the way we think about it. Real quick, the other thing that I want to touch on really, really quickly is the reason why people that look like me are suffering the way we suffer or have suffered, okay? Now, I've talked about this before. I feel like this is, and I've heard a few other people kind of also tap into this, but my feeling, it's not even a belief. I sat with Olodumare about 5 years ago. And when I asked, how was I created? The message that came back to me was, you created yourself. Okay. That's the message that came back. You created yourself. I know that, listen, y'all can say what you want to say. You have your belief. That's your belief. I'm sharing with you what came in after I sat and asked the question, instead of allowing what someone else taught me to be the belief that I sat in. I asked the question, how was I created? And I heard you created yourself. Now, when we think about creation and nature, you need feminine and masculine energy. It doesn't mean that it's a man and a woman. You just need feminine, masculine energy, okay? In order to create life. But the energy creates upon itself. So when the people who look like me, melanated people, I don't know what tribe they were from. I don't know where in the world they were. But the moment we separated those divine energies, we took the feminine energy out of the natural flow of spirit and the natural way things are created. That is when we met our demise. That's when all of the protection fields broke. That's when we broke our covenant with the divine, because we separated ourselves from that divine feminine energy. And when you isolate anything in nature, guess what? You will experience very negative side effects. Try it and see what happens. That's why you have all of these side effects when you are taking certain medications. When you watch these commercials and they tell you about, something that's supposed to help you with one ailment, then you have all of these side effects, and some of them even end in death, because you've isolated one component of a plant that is supposed to heal you in a certain type of way. But because they have isolated it, compressed it, processed it into another form, Now it's throwing your entire ecosystem, your entire body out of whack. Okay. Same thing happens with us mentally and in the physical world. This is the reason why we suffer. This is my opinion. This is what came in when I sat with Olodumare and asked that question. It was like a whole rush of information came in. We see it happening even more now with the gender wars, which I call a war against love. That's really what this is a war against love. Okay. This oppressive energy is making us hate ourselves, is making us hate entitlement. And entitlement in a different form, not entitlement of this, well, this man needs to have this or this woman needs to have that. That's a different type of entitlement. The entitlement I'm talking about is your divine right to live a life that is pleasurable, that is easy, that is abundant, that is prosperous, that is healthy, that is wealthy, that is fun, okay? That is light. That's what I'm talking about. That's entitlement. I am entitled to live that lifestyle. I'm entitled to have those things. But if I'm attaching entitlement to this oppressive energy, then automatically I don't want to be a part of it. But how could you not want to be a part of one thing, but you rush to be a part of all of the other stuff? You rush to be a part of the part of that oppressive energy that divides and separates us and keeps us at each other's throats. These conversations about men this and women that and all of this stuff got us at each other's throats. And you're acting entitled, but you're acting entitled from a space of a low frequency, of a low vibration. That's where you acting entitled from. True entitlement entitles you to living a life of ease, grace, abundance, joy, relaxation, detachment, divine detachment. We're so caught up in announcing the things that we don't want. We want to have more conversations about what we don't want to experience, which means you're going to experience more of what you don't want to experience because you're giving it time and energy and emotion. That's what you do. When you engage in these conversations about lack, fear, insecurity, not having enough, and this person doesn't have that, and that person doesn't have that. That's the oppressive energy showing up in the negative form of entitlement. That's what that is. I posted the other day about how us putting a value, an estimation on a person's value. We estimate how valuable the other person is based on these superficial qualities, these attributes. Do you know that that is a slave mentality? That's what they did on the auction block. Okay. Now we hate that, but we still adopt the behavior patterns because it's programmed into us. This is why I do what I do, y'all. This is exactly why I do what I do. Especially for Black folks who are afraid of hypnosis, who are afraid to tap in, who are afraid to meditate, who are afraid to do yoga, who are afraid to sit with your ancestors. This is why we're stuck. This is why we don't get far. This is why we are where we are. It's not because we don't have enough money. It's not because we are disenfranchised. It's not because they block us out and lock us out of everything. Okay, because there are Black people who still find a way to get in without selling their souls. But what keeps us blocked and behind the times is the programming that most of us are unaware of. And it shows up in your speech. There's power in the tongue. What you speak You create. What ruminates over and over and over in your mind all day long, you create that. And most of what you see on the internet is digging into the low frequency energy of that oppression, that oppressive energy. And it keeps us all there. But you have to do the work to clear your energy. You have to do the work to stay grounded. You have to do your work to be able to see through all of the bullshit. But you can't when you're stuck in fear. You cannot when you're busy looking at what everybody else does and pointing fingers and telling them they're not valuable enough, that a woman loses her value as she ages. A man has no value unless he makes this amount of money, or unless he could do this and do that for me. This is so ridiculous. It's so lowbrow. It's so beneath us as spiritual beings. Because in spirit, there is no quantity. You cannot quantify anything in the mind of God. You cannot. You can create whatever you want when you are vibrating at the frequency of the God consciousness, the super consciousness. You can create whatever you want, but you have to be in pure form. You have to break through what we call the critical filter. That's the part of the mind that keeps us at this level of defensiveness and egoic perspective. You have to break through that critical filter in order for your conscious and your subconscious mind, the masculine and the feminine energy, to talk to one another, to communicate with each other, to break open into the superconscious, the God frequency, where you can create whatever you want. That comes from understanding your divine right and your entitlement to utilizing the energy that is within you, that you were born with, the power that you have to shift stuff within a second. You can take yourself from down here to up here within seconds when you shift how you're thinking and you change your language. It's very easy. Once you start practicing it over and over and over and over and over again, it's very easy. Everybody, this ain't for everybody. This video is not for everyone. Okay, it's not. But for those of you that tap into this and see this video, it's for you. It's for you. I have to remind myself on a daily basis, because I do go online. You know, I have a little bit of time throughout the day, and I might go online and listen to this and listen to that. But what I have noticed, that the more I spend time with myself and the more I spend time clearing my energy, and this is, you can use this. I'm gonna give this to y'all for free. I call forth the infinite intelligence to sweep clean my mind of all low frequency energies that keep me out of alignment with my true nature. I call forth the infinite intelligence to sweep clean my mind of all low frequency energies that take me out of my true nature, that takes me out of alignment with my highest, best part of myself. Keep me out of that muck, out of that bullshit down here on this planet that we keep on falling victim to. We all do it. All of us do it. But you have to catch yourself, and you have to constantly sweep your mind clean. We are at war. There is a war on the mind. There is a war on your soul. There is a war on your spirit. And if you fall victim to it, guess what? It's going to be harder and harder for you to bring yourself up out of it. But you have to train yourself how to do that. You have to train yourself how to do that. You have to practice this on a daily basis. You cannot forget to clear your energy. You cannot forget to sweep clean your mind. You cannot forget to shift your perspective. You cannot forget to pay attention to your words and catch yourself and be like, oh, let me reframe that. You cannot forget. You can't afford to. But this is how the fat is going to be cut away. And this is how we're going to see a lot of people dying, y'all. A lot of people going to leave this planet. I hate to be dark and somber, but that's really where we're coming to. So if you want to make sure that you and your family are protected against the unseen oppressive energy, okay, that can take form in any vessel. Doesn't matter what color you are, how old you are, what gender you are. It will take form in any vessel that is willing and open and will allow it to come into it so it can feed and fester and use you as a tool. It's a parasite. I'm not up here banishing vagabond spirits and doing these rituals just because it's in or it's trendy. I would prefer to honestly be quiet and never come on here. Do y'all understand that? I prefer to never be on social media. I prefer to never show my face and do videos, but I have to. I have to. And I have to because I have to be a part of the voices that are speaking power, sense, breathing life into the world to combat the ones that are talking the nonsense, the ones that are spewing the venom and the poison, the ones that are casting spells on you daily. I have to come in and circumvent that. There's a lot of us out here doing that work. A lot of amazing, beautiful, conscious spirits that are out here doing the work. We may not have millions of subscribers. We may not have millions of followers. Because guess what? This word is not for everyone. It's not for everyone. This oppressive energy is making us despise our true nature. It's making you turn your back on the things that can actually elevate you. It's making you turn your back on learning how to practice divine detachment. That's probably going to be my next class, honestly. Because people are so attached to outcomes and how things are supposed to be. You are programmed to think that your life is supposed to be a certain way, that your relationship is supposed to be a certain way, that you're supposed to be looking for this type of person and that type of person. And this is how you're supposed to present yourself and do this and do this and do that, right? We're so trained, y'all. We programmed, but you can break the program. That's the beauty of it. It's just a behavior. And all behavior is learned. And the way you learn something, you can unlearn it, and then you can shift and learn something new, a new way to behave, a new way to be, a new way to operate, a new way to think, a new way to feel. You can do that. Trust me, you can. If I can do it, you can. I was a mess, a whole mess. It has taken me many years to get where I am, and I am still working. I am still a work in progress. I am not done. I am not perfect in any way, shape, or form. But where I am right now gives me the right and the authority to speak on this, okay? Because I have died so many times, not a physical death, but a mental and spiritual death. I have died over and over and over and over again and over and over and over again. I have gone through many dark nights of the soul. I have wanted to take my life on many occasions. I have suffered a great deal since I was a child. Okay? It is not an easy walk when you choose the narrow path. When you choose this walk, this is not an easy life. But it becomes easy when you start to understand the power of alchemization. And that's what I'm talking about, how to alchemize the energy of these words that we hate. You hate entitlement. You hate, but at the same time, you worship wealthy people, but you hate them. That's sick. That's a sickness. How you going to hate something and worship it and have your eyes glued to it at the same time? Because you're trained to. Because that energy, this oppressive energy, it understands how to twist your mind. It understands how to twist and thwart your energy. But if you learn how to quickly shift your perspective, when you learn how to do that, when you learn how to identify these energies and you learn how to put them in their place and call them out and tell them, get out. When you learn how to do that, hey, y'all, what's up? It has to bend to your will. It has to obey because all it is an energy. All it is an energy. And energy can be manipulated. It can be transmuted. It never dies. Okay. We're in spiritual warfare, y'all. Okay. I teach so many classes on spiritual warfare, on, manifestation, on healing, inner child, all of this stuff. It's the reason why I got into all of this because I needed it myself. I needed to heal. I needed to recover and restore and put back together again and alchemize the damage that was done. But I also realize and understand that I accepted this life. I stepped into this life and I said, you know what? I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'll be that because I knew that the first half of my life was going to be a challenge. I knew that coming here. But I also saw the second half of my life and I was like, that outweighs the challenge in the first half. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do that. That's going to hurt. It's going to be heavy. It's going to be a lot, but I'm going to go ahead and do it because I know what the shift means for me in the second half of my life. I already know what that is. I know what is coming. So now I can practice divine detachment. I don't have to be worried about anything the way it looks right now because I know that I have the power to shift and alchemize it. I know how to do it. You do too. You do too. This is not some secret. No, you know how to do it. You do it all the time. It's just that you pick and choose when to do it, and you're probably doing it unintentionally. But when you set an intention and you do it on purpose, what happens is you start getting laser focused and you can see the bullshit from a mile away, no matter what it is disguised as. You can see through it. Even when everybody else is like, oh, this is so amazing. They're so amazing. Oh my God. You might be like, I don't know, something's off. I don't know about that. They got a little stank on them. Hey, hey, what's up, Princess? How you doing? You'll be able to identify these things a lot faster. You'll be able to identify the oppressive energy, the vagabond spirit. Okay, that other spirit that wants you to think you still got all of this healing to do. Not that you don't. We all do. We always gonna have to work on something, right? I'm not saying we don't, but you don't want to get stuck in it. You don't want to get stuck in it. This oppressive energy wants to keep you like this. It wants to keep you right where you are. So whenever you start making strides and moving forward, it's like, what you doing? Hold up. No, you trying to break free? No, especially when you're doing this kind of work, when you're doing it from this side, from this aspect, okay, from the mental, emotional, spiritual aspect, it gets very irritated. It gets scared because it's about to lose another one. It's about to, it knows that a new warrior is getting stronger and in training. I have had much opposition being in the work that I do. I've faced a lot of opposition. People have tried to stop me. These energies have tried to stop me. They tried to ruin my business, all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. I've been through witch wars and spiritual wars where I have had to fight, 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 fight. But it was all for my highest good. I don't regret it. I ain't mad at them. I'm not mad at all. I said, thank you. Thank you for being a worthy opponent. Thank you for showing me how to navigate and alchemize this oppressive energy. Thank you. Thank you for showing me how it has worked. Real subtle, real under the surface. Now I can hear people speaking, even when they're speaking like this, and they're just so positive and they have a great glow on them, and the makeup looks really good, and the haircut is nice and sharp, and they're dressed really well. And, people are praising them for all the good work that they're doing, right? I can still see the stink. I smell the stench. I hear what's not being said. And I would not have been able to do that had it not been for all of the warfare I had to go through. So I can identify this oppressive energy very easily now. And you can too. I just want y'all to be aware of it. Take a look at this. Is a little assignment. You don't have to do it, but if you feel like, hell, why not? I'm gonna try it. Let's see what happens. Take a look at the words that make you feel away. The words that rub you the wrong way, okay? It could be good words, it could be so-called bad words, but just look at it. Things like entitlement. Look at that. How does it make you feel when you hear the word entitlement? How does it make you feel when you hear the word privileged? Okay. Uh, elite. How does that make you feel? See, we've been trained to hate all of these words and everything that's attached to it. But when you actually go read in the dictionary and read the etymology of the word, you're like, shit, I could actually use this to help me manifest some stuff. Okay? You see what I'm saying? But take a look at the words and see how they make you feel energetically and how they resonate with you. And then I want you to ask yourself, why do I feel like this about these words? Why, when I hear someone talk about this, why do I have that reaction to them? Okay. Everything is training. Everything is a suggestion. Everything is programming. Clear your energy every day. Put your shields up, your protections up. So when you go into the world, when you look at things on social media, when you read books, when you read anything, that you're able to filter it and you're able to see exactly what's not being said, what needs to be paid attention to. Hey, y'all, what's up? Okay. And then I want you to call forth, I say infinite intelligence, but if you want to call on God or whatever other entity or deity that you feel is your higher power, then whatever. I don't care. I call upon infinite intelligence because for me. It's the highest part of me. It's the part of me that sees everything is all knowing. And it helps me see clearer. Okay. So I call upon that higher awareness to sweep clean my mind of low frequency energies that take me out of alignment with my true nature. My true nature is loving, peaceful, kind, patient, compassionate, knows that I am safe everywhere I go, knows that I am protected, knows that everything throughout all timelines and lifetimes and all of creation is working for my highest and best good. Everything is conspiring on my behalf. Everything and everyone, no matter what their intention was, you are conspiring on my behalf. Even if you sent demons my way, even if you sent bad energy to me, even if you tried to kill me, even if you tried to take me out, baby, you were working on my behalf. You were making me more powerful. You were part of my training. You were a teacher. Thank you. Everything and everyone works on my behalf. That's my true nature. I practice divine detachment. I don't need to know that we're gonna get married. I don't need to know what is this, what is that. I don't need to know that. If I feel like I'm not being honored, I'm gonna walk away. And I know that I walk away with all of me intact. I lost nothing. In fact, I gained information that I needed that I can now use and alchemize for my highest and best good. That's divine detachment. I don't need to walk around in fear and being anxious about whether or not I have enough money or whether or not I'm gonna be able to do this or do that or pay my bills or go on this trip and do whatever. I expect it. I commanded and I expect it to show up because I deserve it. I am entitled to it because I am the creator. There's nothing outside of me. There's no one else pulling the strings and orchestrating anything for me. That's me doing it. The moment I say, yes, I have it, it shows up. The moment I start doubting it and worrying about it, it goes away or it slows down. The momentum slows down. I have the power to identify this oppressive energy and call it out and send it into the fire. Move out of the way. You do too. You're just not using it. Some of you all are, but a majority of the population is not using it. We're still dependent on presidents and governors and councilmen to deliver us and save us. But what would happen if groups of us got together and just claimed what we want to see have happen? What we want to have happen. Without having to hurt another person to do. You don't have to do all that. You don't have to send harm a person's way. You don't have to, because this is the way the energy works. And I'm gonna get off of here. This is how the energy works. Me standing in my power, who I am as I am, understanding who I am and how I operate and how the energy operates and understands my power to move and shift things and manipulate energy. I don't have to harm anyone to do that. I ain't got to cast a spell or hex you or whatever. I can, I know how to, and I have in the past. And if I ever feel that that's the route I need to take, I will do that because I know how to do that very well. I'm an excellent warrior. Okay. I'm better at that than I am at a lot of other stuff. Okay. I'm real good at that. Everybody got their thing. I am excellent at that. But that is the last thing on my list. I go to that very, 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 very last. Because I understand that the moment I speak the word that this is what it is, everything in the natural world must bow to my will. It has to. And whatever needs to be moved, whomever needs to be moved, and whatever needs to happen will shift and move so that the very thing that I have called forth shows up. And I call it forth in perfect peace and harmony and good to all concerned. It might make you uncomfortable. It may make somebody uncomfortable. But they're not going to be hurt. But what they thought was about to happen may not happen anymore because I have called forth that all obstacles are now removed. This opposing energy is now dissolved into puddles of abundance, wealth, and clearings in my pathway. Speak the word. Those of you who read the Bible, it tells you that to speak the word, it ain't talking about some external deity. You have the power to speak the word over your life. Speak it. What you want. Speak it. Focus on that. Set it and forget it and know that it is done and stop going back and checking the pot and see if it's cooking or not. Leave it alone. Take the pressure off of you and everything around you so your life can be easier. Your life can be easy. You can have ease. You can have grace. You can have rest. You can have joy. You can have abundance. You can. The only reason why you're not experiencing it right now is because you choose not to. As simple as that. Because you keep speaking nastiness, throwing dust and shit all over your life with your words and your thoughts and your worries and your doubts and your fears and your frustrations. You allow the oppressive energy to have a cloud over you. You ain't got to do that. Okay. So, Thursday, we're doing our third wealth ritual, which is homecoming wealth. If you missed the other two rituals, that is totally fine because the way I set my group rituals up is the energy stays there. That's why I record the rituals. That's why I put them up on the Be Magic School website. So anyone who either sews into that ritual, meaning you purchase it, or if you were gifted a slot, that immediately you receive the energy. It is there for you to receive. You don't have to attend my rituals live. The energy does not die because energy does not die. And the way I program and command for my rituals to hold the energy, it stays there. There's people who's going back and who are still utilizing that 8-ball ritual I did years ago. And they're like, oh my God, I'm still feeling the results of that. I still get results every time I go back and look at that. Okay. That's how I set my rituals up. Okay. So you can go back and do the vagabond banishing ritual. You can go back and do the road opener ritual. And I'm going to be doing the final one, the homecoming wealth ritual, this Thursday at 4 p.m. All right. $25. And if you want all three of them, it's $60. I am still running the Childhood Reimagined course. We're going to be doing our last two classes this weekend on Friday and Saturday. I'm going to put the Be Magic link. If y'all are on, what is this? Instagram, go to the link in my bio and click on the Be Magic School and you will see everything there. All of the classes there. Okay. I have free classes. I have paid classes. Just go in there, free downloads of things. Just peruse it and find what you want. Okay. On Facebook, I am going to put the link, the Be Magic School link in here. Okay. Here, I'm gonna just type it in real quick. BeMagicSchool.org. There we go. Hopefully it'll pop up. Okay. So go on there and peruse things. All right. When I get back in town, I'm going out of the country for a while. When I get back in town, I'm going to be doing a live version of the Occult Law of Forgiveness. It's a very, very powerful class. So I will be promoting that one very, very soon. And then I'm going to be doing Breaking Chains, Overcoming Codependency again. All right. Very powerful stuff, you all. Highly recommend you get in the Be Magic School and start utilizing these tools because you're going to need them. You need to strengthen your spiritual prowess. It's not going to matter how much money you got, what your good job is, what kind of business person you are, how good and sexy your body is, and how tight and fit and spelt you are. It's not going to matter. What's going to matter is your ability to utilize your innate spiritual power to shift the energy within you so that you can shift the energy in your environment. You need to learn how to do this. There's no question about it. It's not for everybody. Everybody is not going to want to do it. Everybody's not going to do it. And you know what? That's okay, because we ain't all here to heal. We ain't all here to ascend and come into our power. Everyone is not here to do that. But for those of you who are here, who's listening to this video, it's for you to do it. Don't wait. Do it. I don't care if you do it one way or the other. I'm just here obeying because today I sat and I asked my spirit, what am I to do today? How can I be a beneficial presence on this planet? and they said, you need to go live today. You need to talk about this. So this is why I'm here. It's the only reason why I show up. For real. It really is. My business is a ministry. I stopped putting the pressure on the back of my business to be this multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar entity. It's going to be what it is. But this is my ministry, because regardless of whether it comes from this business or whether it comes from somewhere else, I already have it. Okay. So I follow what the highest, purest form of me tells me to do as my assignment. I agreed to come here and do this in this lifetime. So when I show up here and I do these lives, it is not because I'm like, ooh, let me get up here and do this for my business. It's because I've been instructed to by my infinite intelligence, and I listen to it. Okay. I don't have to, but I find when I don't, the struggle is real. So I got to do it. All right, y'all. Oh, one more thing. I am going to start, for those of you who have been in any of the Mystical Money Mastermind groups, even when it was called the $3 million experiment, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be opening up a program so that we can start submitting charities that we love. And bi-weekly, I'll be spinning a wheel, and whatever charity wins, we can all send some money to the charity. You don't have to participate. It is totally optional. It is not mandatory. But I feel like it's going to be an easier way for people to stay on top of their tithing, because I noticed that some of my clients and students and things like that, when they start experiencing some struggles with their finances, it's because, oh, I haven't tithed. I forgot to tithe. And let me tell you something about tithing before y'all get like, oh, here she go with that. I am not a Christian. I am not. I do not belong to any type of religion. Okay. I am not that. All right. But I follow universal laws, and the universal law of giving and receiving states that whatever you receive, you need to give back. Okay. You will give it up regardless. One way or the other, you're going to give it up. Okay. So you might as well operate within the law so that you can balance out your receiving. Okay. So you don't have to worry about it coming in an unexpected way that throws you off your square. That's what tithing is. And you can tithe wherever. I go on to crowdfunding platforms, and I would just read through the different campaigns, and I just send money to them. If I believe in what they're doing and I feel like they're doing something of service to humanity, I just go on there and do it. It's a lot of people that not a lot, but certain people that I follow on YouTube, or I'll see somebody being interviewed, and some of the elders that are on YouTube that are speaking really good, that good stuff, like just really giving that good energy to us. I will find their cash apps and send them money. You know what I mean? So tithing doesn't mean you have to go to church every Sunday and tithe to the church. If you want to, that's totally up to you. I don't care. But tithing happens in many different ways, okay? You can tithe to somebody who said something to you and it resonated, and you're like, wow, let me just send them something. You know what I mean? Like, that's tithing. You can tithe to somebody who needs help. Your tithing could be, you know what, I'm going to treat my friend to lunch today. I'm going to pay for their meal. I will also tithe through tipping. So I get food and stuff delivered, like what you call it, Instacart and DoorDash and stuff like that. And when it's time for me to tithe, they might get like a $50 tip. Whatever is on my heart to do, that's what I do, because I like to balance and offset that energy, so I ain't got to worry about having no clip ups. Okay. And it's not a fear thing. It's just operating within the energy of the law. All right. All right, y'all. I'm going to go. I hope that this has been helpful for someone. Please do share this video if you feel so inclined to do that. Check out the Be Magic School, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye. Have a good day. I turned this thing off, child. What I do? Oh, okay. Bye, y'all.